Hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Somebody was complaining before about me coughing and sniffling. I apologize, but that happens. I'm telling me if you don't do a video, you're not gonna cough or sneeze or sniff if you have allergies or something. Anyway, I'll try not to do that in more videos. Anyway, Pet Girl Sakurasou. Wow. Pantone 12. He was a little upset. Pantone 12. He didn't know what to say about the whole thing. I was calling him out, saying he didn't put it up. It's alright, man. Do it when you can. But he said, "Oh, it was bona fide." Once again, the second half of these episodes from this was episode what again? 17? So I would say from the second half of the episodes, probably from like episode 13 till now, this episode was like, oh my god. And of course, it should be, because this was the Valentine's Day episode. Least to say, Sorata was able to manage it. In fact, Sorata, man, I don't care what anyone says, he's got props. He's got my respect. Because what he did in this episode was like, damn! You know what I mean? Let me just go get the usual, information about Pet Girl Sakurasou. This one, I believe, from my understanding, episode 17 was called... Just checking. Just check to see. Valentine's is a day for chocolate. Yeah, that was the name of this one. Next week's episode 18, is going to be called Love for an Alien. And, but this one, beginning part, oh my god, it was so fucking funny. So, he's in the kitchen, and he sees 3 different huge, humongous, gigantic chocolates. One is the cat from that anime. The other one is like a bust of Misaki in like a bikini, which I thought was okay. It went a little strong on that one. And there was another one. Let me see. That other one was. Oh, it was a bear. So yeah. And those were all made by Misaki. So that's what he sees. And we have, after that, we have, he bumps into Nanami, and she's ready to go. He doesn't say anything to her. Kind of embarrassing. It wasn't embarrassing, he just felt like he didn't say anything to her to wish her good luck on her audition. And she leaves. And we have Mashiro. Oh my god. At the beginning of this episode, she was so fucking funny. Oh my god. She put on her underwear, her panties on, wrong. That's number 1. Number 2, I don't know if it was her editor or somebody at the editing, manga job, and they called her and said she needed to do the cover for because the guy who does the cover, colors it, was called in sick. So she had to do it, and then she says to him, "Yellow, is yellow good?" And he's like, "Yellow." She's complaining about it, and it's a showdown. That's what she's saying. And then when Sorata bumps into Mashiro, she comes down the stairs. He notices she has only one sock on, and he asks her, "Are you going commando?" And she was like, "No." Oh, that was hilarious. And she said, that she has it on. And he wanted to check to see if she had everything. She's like, no. She grabs it away from him and says, it's a secret. You see her eye shining? It's like, come on. So she had something for him. It's chocolate and everything. And that's when Rita shows up. Rita, for the motherfucking win. She was good in this episode. She was good. And she's basically there and saying, you know, she drinks the tea that sort of, and she's like, today's a battlefield, a showdown for us girls. You know, because it's Valentine's Day and shit. And she's off and running trying to get Rinanosuke's attention. Rinanosuke, he kind of dropped the ball in this episode. I don't know. Rinanosuke gets the jackass kind of thing going on here. Because once again, he dropped the ball. I really mean it. He dropped the ball in this episode. So I go to school, and there's this interesting scene with Sorata and Nanami. Goes to school with her. At school, he finds out that she's going to go later to do her audition. And he wanted to say something to her to wish her good luck, and he apologized for it, not saying anything. And she says, this shit doesn't matter because you gave me all the encouragement that I ever need. And I was like, oh. And that's when the guy who confessed to her, Nanami, and was rejected, showed up and encourages her good luck on her audition. And where it ends there, the episode, well, it doesn't end there. I mean, the other things that really happened in this episode besides that were, at the end of the day, she's going to go to her audition. And he tries to say good luck to her, but one of the people from the class comes up and says, you have cleanup duty today, Sorata. So he has to clean up, take out the trash, all that stuff. And he takes out the trash, he bumps into Misaki, and asks her what she's doing. She's waiting for Jin, trying to give him her chocolates. Even though it's small, nevertheless, give her the chocolates. The only other thing that happened in this episode beside that was the whole thing between Rita and Rinanosuke. Like I said, Rinanosuke, man, motherfucker, you dropped the ball, man. He dropped the ball. Like, come on. Rita. He's got the hee-haw. He's the jackass of this episode. I mean, don't get me wrong, Gene didn't get Misaki-senpai's chocolates either, but still, he didn't say anything. He just was saying to her, oh, that was just the whole thing with the Christmas thing email. That was just a custom for him of respect. And then she was like sighing, and then she left. It was kind of sad. I was like, Rinanosuke, man. Rinanosuke. Drop the ball, man. Drop the ball. The rest of the episode pretty much is just Sorata, Mashiro, and Nanami. So what happens is, after he takes out the trash, he's about to go upstairs and gets a phone call from Nanami. And she says, all the trains are backed up. There's an accident. She's not going to be able to make her audition. And then he goes, Sorata just went from a boy to a fucking man. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. A boy to a man in this episode. Because after that happened, dropped the trash can. He gave a message to Sheena from her voicemail. And after that, he was off. He bumped into the guy who confessed to Nanami, who got rejected. And he's panting, Nanami, audition, train accident. You need to get there. Gets on the bike with him, and they're running. They just... And he tells Sorata that he was rejected by Nanami. And it's like... And he couldn't believe it. He's like, just take the bike and keep it. And he just... And he's like, yeah! And I'm like, wow. So he's off running. He finally gets to her. Gets on the bike with... Nanami gets on the bike and says it's going to be too late with the taxis, so they just run. While on the bicycle, running the bicycle. While they're on the bicycle, She's saying her lines for the audition. And while they're in the tunnel, there's this confession thing going on between, well, they're just saying their lines for her audition. Now, the thing is, even Sorata didn't know if that was part of the script, what she was saying. You know, the whole thing from the previous episode when she was doing her lines and saying, I love you. And she pulled it off. And then she tugged him tightly when she said it. And I'm like a boss. So, then she gets off, and she says, how was that? And he was like, I was really shocked. And you saw his face. I was like, damn. Did not see it coming. So, in retrospect, he got two confessions. You got a confession from the guy who confessed to Nanami, who was turned down. He found that out, and he found out about Nanami confessing to him. So Sorata got two confessions. That's one of the reasons why I give this a 5 out of 5. And she gets off the bike, she goes on her merry way. Because she says it's just a stone throw the rest of the way, so she walks. The rest of the episode, him running back to the school. He's so out of breath when he comes back finally. He meets up with Mashiro. And basically, she gives him the chocolates, and she found out the idea to be on the roof from a manga. And he's basically thinking to himself, Sorata, of how she's always ahead of him. But in likewise, she never sees him behind him. Like, she's already, she wanted encouragement from him. That was pretty much the whole bit. And then she gives him the chocolates in a very loving scene, very touching scene. So in the end, Sorata was able to get two. The Nanami thing now and Mashiro. It's like, he's got to choose one. He's got to choose one. We're going to see who he chooses. I personally think the Nanami thing was really high this week. Mashiro too, but man, Nanami, that thing was pretty intense. So they come back, Mashiro and Sorata from their thing, and they all have a dinner, a dumpling thing. And, Renonosuke, he's like, come on, man. Well, I know you stay in your room with your computer like most people, like me. But still, man. Hey, if a blonde girl with blue eyes comes up to me and says she wants to, that's it. But he really gets that hee-haw, but everyone was there having dinner, having a good time. That was pretty much what happened in this episode. So, overall, those things sold it. Nanami confession to Sorata. Thing with the guy who confessed to Nanami. And then told Sorata about it. Plus, can't forget Mashiro. Giving the chocolates to Sorata. That was a very touching scene. 5 out of 5. Just a fantastic episode. Things are really clicking in this show. Piccolo Sakurasou. I really find it to be, as far as slice of life romance shows are concerned, really good. And I hope you guys check the show out, man. This was a great episode. For the second half of the show, definitely. No questions asked. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. This is Bonkai 922. And yeah. Later on tonight, 10 o'clock, 11 p.m., live stream. Got to talk about Medica Box and Magi. Only. And maybe a little news in the beginning. So yeah, this is Bonkai 922. See you guys later. Nanami, man, she is going to get the D. I know it's disgusting. Sorota's D. So yeah, I will see you guys later.